What if the thing destroying your home's value isn't the typhoon, the flood, or the contractor who ghosted you, but a decision you made before construction even started? Because that's exactly what's happening to thousands of homeowners across the Philippines right now. The concrete cracks, the woodwork warps, the finish peels before the first anniversary, and everyone points at the builder. But the builder isn't always the problem. The traps were sitting right there in the planning stage, visible, avoidable, and nobody caught them. Miss these early and you're in a cycle, patching, spending, doubting the very structure holding your family's future. And that slow erosion of confidence, it chips away at the value of what was supposed to be your greatest financial achievement. 30 years in this industry, and the pattern never changes. Houses that look immaculate at turnover start exposing their secrets within the first 12 months. I've walked through enough of them to know exactly where the bodies are buried. So in this video, I'm walking you through the exact traps hiding in your structure, your finishes, and your paperwork. Pay close attention to trap number 3. It's the one most homeowners walk right past, and it's killing the appreciation value of your house. By the end of this, you'll know what to look for, what to demand, and what questions to ask while you're still standing on site. You catch these early, you protect the money, the structure, and the pride behind the whole project. But before any of the 5 traps even become a risk, everything rises or falls on one thing: the architecture. You envisioned a home that would become your family's forever estate, a sanctuary that commands admiration for generations. But when architecture gets personal without staying practical, your vision starts to fall apart. A home built around one person's taste, one era's trends, or one family's very specific lifestyle has a short shelf life. Future buyers can't see themselves in it. The layout fights them. The style dates itself. And a house that can't adapt to the people living in it doesn't just lose appeal, it loses value. Dieter Rams, the designer who inspired much of Apple's look, put it simply: trends come and go, but good design lasts. And it is not about what is cool today, but about creating something that still feels right years from now. A systematic review by Sarwar and colleagues in 2019 on consumer purchase regret found that people feel the most regret when they buy on impulse or chase trends, then later realize the purchase does not really fit their long term needs. And in homes, the same thing happens when trend led features replace timeless principles. So legacy fades and both emotional and market value steadily slip. The first way you're destroying the value of your house is through architectural missteps. Hiring the wrong designer, one who chases trends instead of thinking long term results in a home that ages poorly, feels disconnected from its site, and falls apart faster than it should. If you want a house that lasts generations, you need an architect who prioritizes excellence, flexible spaces, proper zoning, and materials built to last. From there, everything depends on how faithfully that vision is executed on site. On to this: flawless turnover until the rainy season starts. Beneath the finishes, structural flaws can slowly chip away at your investment. So here is the question: are high value builds more exposed to invisible shortcuts? What happens when foundations lack proper compaction, giving you hairline cracks now and costly settling later? When rushed waterproofing brings leaks, mold, and stained finishes in year one? And when inexperienced crews install extravagant systems, what fails first and how deep does the problem run? As these oversights stack up, repair bills climb while your home's credibility and long term value slowly fade without you even noticing. Safety expert James Reason's Swiss cheese model, used in aviation and healthcare, shows that tiny hidden mistakes and missing checks can sit unnoticed for years until they line up with one more slip and trigger a major failure. And the 2024 article on software development makes the same point in another field by warning that when teams rush and skip proper testing just to hit deadlines, they do not save time. They trigger outages, security issues, emergency fixes, and a loss of trust that all cost far more than doing quality assurance properly from the start. In home building, the same pattern applies, and the shortcuts you do not see in year one are often the ones you pay for in year 10. Craftsmanship is invisible until it fails in this second trap. So, build integrity into every layer. Vet contractors for proven high-value execution, not price. Commission third-party inspections at each stage. Specify premium brands and lock them into the contract. And tie payments to verified milestones. Built with foresight, your estate will stand for generations. The next question is whether all that care is invested in a location that can truly carry your home's legacy. Even so, you've poured time and vision into a breathtaking home, but if it's built in the wrong place, that dream can quickly turn into an isolated, depreciating burden. So, what happens to a perfect home when context fails? Is a high value estate still an asset in a flood prone or underdeveloped area? And if infrastructure cannot ensure comfort and security, how fast do livability and value slip? Research from the Central Bank of Ireland suggests that as flood risk rises, banks actually increase the share of lending going into flood-exposed areas, meaning climate risk gradually builds up in the system even when projects look solid on paper, while urban livability studies show that places with good access, mixed uses, and enough open space score higher on livability, and areas that lack these features tend to have residents who are less satisfied. When markets turn, low liquidity in a risky or poorly located area can trap you, slowly draining resale, appreciation, and prestige no matter how beautiful the house itself may be. In the third trap of building the right home in the wrong place, protect your estate's value by choosing the right surroundings. Pick communities with a strong reputation and rising value. Have experts assess zoning, disaster risk, and infrastructure, and design for resilience elevated builds, backup power, flood-proofing. A true sanctuary starts with the land where it can stand firm and appreciate for generations. From there, the question becomes whether that sanctuary can also evolve gracefully with every generation who calls it home. So, you're building for today, but will the home still serve your family tomorrow or 30 years from now? Without future proofing for evolving needs, high value estates risk becoming outdated. Meanwhile, what happens when a high value home ignores generational shifts? Where do aging parents or future grandchildren fit? And if the layout cannot adapt, does the house age faster than your family so that without accessibility or tech readiness, it starts to feel outdated and loses its role as a true family legacy? Among adults aged 25 to 34, the share living in multi-generational homes has almost tripled from 9% in 1971 to 25% in 2021, and an Investopedia analysis notes that in 2024 about 17% of United States home purchases were for multi-generational living, a 10-year high driven by cost savings, emotional support, and built-in caregiving for both children and retirees. In that context, a home that cannot flex for multiple generations is not just inconvenient, it is out of step with how families are actually living and investing today. With the fourth trap of ignoring multi-generational functionality. Always design with legacy in mind. Include separate suites or a guest house for extended family. Use modular layouts so rooms can change function and install future-ready infrastructures. When a home evolves with its family, it stays the heart of the family and a home for every generation. To truly protect that legacy, someone still has to hold the vision steady from start to finish. That said, you've hired the best team, but what happens when your vision wears out during the build? What's the one owner habit that keeps a grand plan from straying off course? And what happens when direction is not consistent? Critical details get miscommunicated, delegated calls slowly chip away at your original intent, and in the end, the house mirrors the builder's default instead of your identity, so it looks expensive, but never truly feels like yours. Research on workplace communication shows the same pattern in another setting. When communication breaks down, projects are delayed or fail, morale drops, targets are missed, and misunderstandings and clunky processes gradually drag performance down. And in a home build, that kind of drift can just as bit by bit pull your project away from the vision you started with. The fifth trap is about weak personal oversight and vision drift. That's why it's best to stay engaged from start to finish. Define and document a clear vision, appoint a trusted project manager or design guardian, and make milestone check-ins non-negotiable. The best estates aren't just well built, they're personal. Your legacy deserves nothing less. A dream build only becomes a true family estate if you avoid these five easily missed traps: short-sighted architecture, hidden construction shortcuts, the wrong location, homes that can't adapt to future generations, and vision drift when the owner checks out. Legacy starts on paper and is protected in how the home is built, where it stands, how it evolves with your family, and how closely you stay involved so it reflects your story, not just your builder's habits. Everything you just learned means nothing if you hand your project to the wrong person. One bad contractor undoes all of it: the planning, the materials, the budget, every decision you protect. The next video shows you exactly who to avoid before they get anywhere near your build.